Hello, good evening, everyone. Uh, Welcome to the session. Today is the second session of the Developer Express Talk series organized by the Microsoft Club of University of California. So, the today's session is like how to increase your productivity by using Office 365. Mr. Prabath Mannapperuma will be conducting the session today. He's a partner technology strategist at Microsoft Sri Lanka. So I'll be handing over the session for him. So if you have any questions, you can direct your questions for him through the quick Q&A section. So hope you will utilize the session completely and gain some exposure regarding this. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Prabath.
Thank you, Sintan. Hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Good evening to you all. Let me share my screen quickly and start the session. Sintan, could you please confirm whether my screen can be seen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
All right. Thank you. Okay, guys. I am Prabath Mannapperuma, currently working as the partner technology strategist for Microsoft Sri Lanka. So if I talk a little bit about myself, I started my career as a Microsoft student partner. Even before that, we had a lot of community engagements with Microsoft Sri Lanka as a campus expert, or I would say campus leader. Then slowly, after engaging with all those programs, I was able to become a Microsoft student partner. And then through that opportunity, I was able to connect with many internal resources, Microsofties, and people in the community basically. Then, fortunately, I was able to get into an internship at Microsoft Sri Lanka back in 2016, and then became a contingent staff member. I was working there as a contingent staff for 3 years, and then became a full-time employee of Microsoft. I think that is a little bit about my journey. I just want to tell about that because if someone can, hear that story and inspire and try to, follow that path, that would be great. That is what I want to do. Apart from my day job at Microsoft Sri Lanka, I really would like to contribute to the community and do something back or give something back to the community. So that is why we are working with students like Chiran and his community to bridge the technology gap of student community and trying to get them onto the professional network even before they pass out from the university, which will definitely change their life with connections, the network they're trying to build, the knowledge they grab. That is the beauty. If I go back to my university time, I had a lot of friends, right? So some of them were just focusing on the academic life. Some of them were not focusing on academic life at all, but focusing on other extra activities. But I was a person who was working on the academic side, who was focusing on academic side, but meantime, I focus on building my network, building my professional network, even being a student at university. Right? I think that is something you also can do because that will definitely help you to get into the get into a career really fast. If you are an active member in the community, if you know people in the community, even finding an internship to your first job won't be a big issue, big challenge. I think that's why we are requesting you to be, actively engaging with communities like Microsoft Student Partner Club, Microsoft Student Partners. You have an ongoing active community inside your university. Please engage with them. So, and one more thing, some people, when we are talking about Microsoft, they think everything has to be, purchased. Like, Microsoft, even when you are talking about Microsoft Cloud, students are tend to, compare it with other cloud providers. I don't want to mention their names, but people think they are giving those services free of charge, which is not correct, right? But if you look at Microsoft, few years back, even before Satya Nadella took over the CEO position, Microsoft was looking at open source community in a different way. Personally, I was an open source lover and open source developer some time back, and I have contributed to even Linux distros. So, but the way we were looking at that community, as I mentioned earlier, was really different, but now it has changed drastically. If you look at recent past after Satya Nadella, Microsoft Chief Executive Officer, took over the position, everything is becoming change. I mean, if you look at GitHub acquisition, the way we trying to make most of our tools open source. If you look at Microsoft Cloud, more than 50% of the virtual machines are now running Linux as the operating system, and the developer tool. If you are familiar, I don't know whether you are watching Microsoft Build. Even now, it's going on. Yesterday started. I encourage you to watch Microsoft Build second day. Soon after this session, it's lively broadcasted on YouTube, Twitter, and even on our Channel 9, our website, Build website. So highly encourage you to go there and see it. When you are seeing that, you will see what kind of contribution Microsoft is making to the community, giving back to the community, and trying to enable the development community basically. And going back to the topic today, I requested actually all Microsoft community members, student community members, to try to establish some initiative inside the universities, because the reason is, even though Microsoft has given these Office packages free of charge for both university academic staff and for students, the we see most universities, these packages are not being utilized. So that is the sad truth, I would say. We are trying our best to show their value, because you have already given the package, right? You have already given access to Office 365. So if you look at Microsoft Office 365, I'm pretty sure you are familiar with Office Professional package. If you can remember your school days, you might have finding a cracked version of Office package, or trying to find a product key, which may be not a legal one, but that's how you were using that, right? The difference between that Office Professional package and Office 365, there are a couple of differences. If you look at Office Professional, if you have installed Office 2010, then when you want to install Office 20, let's say 2019, the latest version, you had to purchase it. In most of our cases, we might not have purchased it, right? If we forget that, you might have to find a new key or a crack, right? Basically, that's what we were doing. Most of our students and community members are doing that time, right? When you don't have access to legal software, when you are not in a position to purchase a license, you were using the unauthentic version of it. That is not a good thing, but I was just trying to say that is what we are trying to do. But at that time, you had to have, you had to install new version, right? Time to time, you had to uninstall the older version and install it. If you take the best scenario, if you are a person who is purchasing licenses, you had to purchase new license for new version, right? If you want to use 2019 Office, you could not do that with your previous license. To bridge those gaps, we introduced this Office 365 package. And one important thing, if you look at that Office Professional package, it didn't have enough connection with the cloud. Today, the world is going through cloud first, mobile first world, right? You want to do something on your PC, and you want to do that suddenly on your mobile phone, on your tablet, right? You can't always be with your PC. The task should be able to do in your tablet or even mobile phone. When you are on the way to a place, right, you should be able to get ready for your presentation on your mobile, right, which you were creating on your PC. So that is where Office 365 value comes to the picture. It's a pure cloud product. Once you purchase Office 365, you don't want to worry about licensing, purchasing, or anything. You can just use it. It's gonna be a subscription, which you will be pay a monthly basis or annual basis. But for you as a student, Microsoft has given it totally free. Now the problem or the challenge is students are not aware of these features, and they are not using these features to make their life easier during their university time. So today, my intention is to take you through key functionalities of Office 365 package, specifically the package you get, right? And how you can make your university task easier in a more collaborative way. So Office 365 is the Microsoft productivity and collaboration platform. That is the simplest definition of it. Why I'm saying so? Let me go ahead. So this is our mission. Empower every student on the planet to achieve more. These are key outcomes we are focusing on this engagement, right? We want to make sure students are getting better learning outcomes, right? And we wanted to transform the classroom time. We want to transform the classroom, and it should be affordable, right? And easy to manage technology. If you really look at this COVID-19 situation, you know the status, right? Now, for some reason, actually, I think almost all universities are now adapting, remote learning. But even before that, Microsoft has enabled you as a university student using these tools, even without knowing about COVID or this kind of pandemic situation. We saw the future. That's why we were trying to enable you as students, right? So I will take you through key few scenarios. Then I will get into the demonstration, because that is where you can learn more, and it will make more sense than taking you through a presentation, because this is more of a hands-on activity. So if you look at Microsoft Word and Excel, PowerPoint, the online version of those applications are now available for you as a student, the licensed version, right? You can open the document. Now, if you see, these are the key features available, right? We have co-authoring feature, right? When you say co-authoring, now let's say you are doing a demonstration or a project, right? If you are a university student, then projects are must, right? I mean, always you have to do projects in almost all your semesters, maybe. So co-authoring feature is really important. You should be able to work with all your team members at once. If you don't have this feature, what will happen? Each of your team member will be maintaining a separate file, separate document. Your team leader may be maintaining a totally separate file. And end of the project completion, you as a member of the team has to send that document back to the leader. The leader has to spend a lot of time combining all those documents and creating the final document. What if you can share a single file and work on the same file? I know you are familiar with these things. These things are not newly invented stuff. You might have used these in other platforms as well. But what I'm trying to say, these things are available for you to use inside your university. There are some students who are joining this session might not have seen this. For them, this will be a good learning. So if you look at the second point, I think most important thing is this revision management. If you are using the same file, it is really easy to manage it, right? The revisions. And if you want to mention someone, let's say you are the team leader, and you want to mention something, beginning of the project, you have divided each sections with each member. Now let's say in this example, if you have shared this carbon, the element section with someone called James Hawk as a leader, you can simply type at symbol and mention his name and add your comment, add something, add your photo, XYZ text here, XYZ photo here, something like that you can mention. I mean, you are very much aware of this mentioning, right? You're doing it on maybe Facebook or Twitter. The mentioning, same thing can be done even here. So you can provide real-time feedback. You will able to chat with your friends. On the right side corner in the demo, I will show you can open the chat window. You can chat with your friends and work together. Right. You can see in this GIF how it works, right? I mean, when you have opened the file, when it is being edited by multiple people, you can concurrently see who is doing what and which location, right? So, and one thing, so you can share this document with different people with different access levels, right? You might be want to share this document with your professor or the supervisor, but supervisor will not need edit access, right? Only your team members and you as the team leader will need edit access. Then you can share that document with your professor or a supervisor with read-only access. Those kind of features are there. And then Microsoft Teams is the most revolutionary product in Microsoft 365 stack, right? If you look at Microsoft Teams application you get with other commercial offerings, right? So if you look at this package you get, I forgot to mention, I will tell that, then it will make you to understand it better. So there are different offers available. When you say Office 365, there are different packages available. E1, E3, E5. Then when you look at education side, we have A1, A3, A5. Likewise, we have different packages. For you as a student, you get A1 package free of charge. So whatever the Teams features you get in your commercial tenant, if you are an intern working somewhere in enterprise, you will get used to Teams. Then you will see a different version. The version you get here is totally different because you have been added different customized features into Teams, which comes with education version. So you can create classrooms, you can communicate. This is not just chat-based workplace. You can do many things. You can create classes, assignments, to many things. Many activities you perform on your Moodle can be done even inside Teams as well. In the demonstration, I will show you how you can do that. That's all about the presentation. Before moving to the demonstration, let me add you one point. What is the benefit of learning Microsoft Office 365 or getting your hands on this platform while you are an undergraduate? If you look at industry, if you look at enterprise and corporate, especially in Sri Lanka, let's focus on Sri Lanka, no point of talking about foreign countries now. If you look at Sri Lanka, most of our enterprise and corporate customers or companies are using Office 365 in their day-to-day lives. All of their employees are using that. But if you are not familiar with these packages, once you get into the industry, once you start your career life, you have to spend long time learning this. There will be a huge learning curve for you to get yourself on board and on Office 365, even forgetting your day job. That is the important thing. So try your best to utilize these services in your day-to-day life. It will make your life and your lecturer's life, your university life more easy. So let's look at the demonstration and see how really things I was telling you can be done. Right, let me open my browser window. All right. So basically what you had to do if you are a student, the initial step would be you had to go to portal.office.com. I know for the fact you have given Office 365 package, but if you have never seen this portal, it's time today to go to that portal and see what you have given. What are the services you have given? The first step would be going to Microsoft Office 365 portal by following portal.office.com URL, right? So I have already opened it here. So these are the services you see. I have signed into this tenant with one of my trial tenants. I have enabled Office 365 A1 package here. So whatever things you see also visible to me. I don't have any additional services. Right. So I will start with Outlook, a very basic thing. Right. So you can see if you want to send emails, right? Or I'm not sure how it works in your university, but basically if you are a student, if you have given email ID, you can use it, right? For email communications. You can use Outlook, right? Or you can use this browser-based Outlook application, or you can download Outlook application, desktop application to your PC, or you can download it to your mobile phone or tablet and sign in with your Office 365 account, university account, and use it. You can send emails. I think this is nothing to explain, but you can use Outlook to do whatever the email related task you want to do. Right, so next tool I would select is Class Notebook. If you are familiar with OneNote, okay, before going to Class Notebook, I will take OneNote. I believe most of you are familiar with that. So you can create a OneNote notebook, basically. Right? Notebook is a digital notebook which can be used to instead of your physical notebook. You don't want to carry multiple books, physical exercise book. Instead of that, if you have a digital device, maybe a laptop or a phone or tablet, you can use OneNote for your note taking. This is not just a note taking application, right? This has multiple features. Even for OneNote, you can either use it on your browser or download it onto your PC and use it on mobile and tablet as well. So let me add demo notebook. So initially you had to add a section. Let's say I'm doing software engineering. I'm gonna add a section called software engineering, right? So under software engineering section, you can add different pages, right? Let's say I want to new page. This page should be named as notes. Then NA. So I'm just adding random values. Likewise, you can add. There are no rules. I mean, there are no best ways of using this. You can feel free to use in your own way, right? I mean, what I meant was you can add sections according to your requirements and add then different pages and make it your own way. So inside page, you can see you can add multiple things, right? Images. You have map functionalities. You can add forms, stickers, audio clips, right? You can record a clip, voice cut, something like that, and you can add it here. You can record your lecture and then add that audio clip here. So you can create different pages per your lecture subject, and then daily basis you get different topics. You can structure this in your own way and create a nice notebook. End of the semester, you will come here, you will open one page, and you have class summary, notes, and even audio clip if you want to get any clarifications. You can do a lot of things. You can get screenshots here. You can add anything. This has a nice clipboard functionalities. You can add any kind of media items onto notebook, and you can share this, right? So you can share. So you can copy the link to page and share this section, or you can share the page. So you have multiple options, right? If you want to share your notebook itself, you can share the notebook, right? With different access levels, right? If you want to share it with external people or people in your organization with whoever the students in your university, likewise, you can add different access levels, and then you can let them edit it. Or if you don't want them to edit your notebook, you can just untick this and put it. If you want to add an expiration date after this date, this particular person or the group should not be having access to this OneNote, you can do it as well. Or if you want to add a password, you can do it. Then you can send that password in another medium to make your notebook much secure. Those functionalities are there. I'm trying my best to adapt my presentation by thinking about your real world scenarios. I mean, whatever the experience you have in your university with university related activities. I'm trying my best to adapt there. But I invite you also to imagine your day-to-day university activities and listen to me. Then it will make more sense. Then you can ask more questions on whatever the things I'm showing. It's gonna be a bi-directional conversation. Otherwise, if you are not imagine your own experiences, activities in your university. You will just hear my voice and then I don't know, nothing will happen. So I invite you to imagine and get into a university once I'm doing the demo. And I was telling you there's another feature called class notebook. This is also a special version of OneNote, right? Same thing, but it has been customized with different options. So I will show you. So since I'm administrator of this tenant, I have multiple options like add or remove students and teachers. But if you are a student, you won't see these options. You will see sometimes you won't even see create classroom notebook option. If you're a teacher, you will see that. If you're a teacher, you can create lecture, you can create it and add necessary students into it. So we're in a lecture hat now. I'm gonna create one. Let's say year 2 Sem 1 SC. Right. Then these are the default access given to different stakeholders. Basically, we have teacher and student key stakeholders, and I had to add at least one teacher's name. I am going to add, okay, Harsha Randhani as a teacher. I need to add one more, at least one more. Then I need to add the students. I can remember I created the STD1 student to notebook. You can see. So these are some special features comes, with this notebook. As I mentioned earlier, this is a customized version of notebook. So you can either remove them or keep them. I'm going to keep all of these options: handouts, class notes, homework, and quizzes. So I'm going to create it. It's being created. All right. So if you have installed OneNote in your PC or the device you're accessing, you can open it on that application, or you can open it on OneNote online, which I'm using right now on my web browser. You can see you have a collaboration space. If you can remember, a few minutes back I was showing you one notebook, OneNote, right? Same thing. Here, you don't want to spend creating these areas and pages. Microsoft has made your life easy, right? So in a collaboration space, you and your lecturer can collaborate, right? If you look at STD1, now I have logged as a teacher. That's why I see STD1. If I have added another student, I will see that student as STD1. I'm sure there are maybe at least 1 or 2 lecturers attending this session. So this is for your information. I mean, you can add multiple students here when you're creating the notebook. Then you can see quizzes and then homework. This is more for K to 12 education, right? When it comes to homework and all, but still you can see how you can, use it even in your universities in different ways according to your requirements. If you're a teacher only, you can see all the student details here. But if you're a student, you only see your piece, your part, your sections, the sections you have been granted access, right? Okay, I'm not gonna spend more time on this. Let me go to the next service. All right. So then I will take Excel but I'm not going to spend my time on Excel. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Excel, right? But I just want to show you the Excel you use in your PC is also available on your web browser. This comes with your license, so you can feel free to use it. You have these sharing features. You can share it with your friends, right? As I mentioned on the presentation, with different access levels, you can share it. You can share it here, or you can generate a link and share it, or you can directly open Outlook client and email it to your friend. So there may be some limitations when it comes to desktop Excel application and the Excel application you get on your web browser, but still you have most of the features available here. So likewise, you have key Office applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint available here. So next I will take, I believe you are familiar again with OneDrive. So OneDrive Personal, I'm sure you have used that, but OneDrive Business is something you get with your Office 365 subscription. Again, you get, as I can remember, it's 1 terabyte of storage space. With your subscription, you can use this for your university task. Right? You can, upload your files and use it according to your requirements. This is much similar to Google Drive. If you are using, you have all the functionalities here in a much more secure way. Before going to Power Apps and Power Automate, I will take SharePoint. This is something most students are not aware, right? In your university, you may be having different clubs. You may be having different projects, right? If you have a requirement like this, you want to create a team site. You want to add your content. Now, let's say you have a project. Let's say second year, third year, fourth year project. You have a team. You have a lecturer. You have a supervisor. You, as the team, you want to build different content, right? You have to submit document. End of the project, you can't find your document, right? I mean, you may lose them. To secure them, this is a really good site. You can create a project site. When you're doing something, you put it here, and you can update here. You can create nice, dynamic, and static intranet or internet sites using SharePoint. Let me show you how we can do it. So I'm going to create a new site. So you have two options, team site or communication site. I'm going to use team site. Let's say two SEM2 project. You can see automatically an email address will also generated for your group. Whoever the people in this team site will get email alert if someone is going to send an email to this address, group email ID. You can see a group site URL is also generated. You can add a demo description for the movement. I'm gonna put it in that way. And then you have different privacy options, right? If you want to restrict the site access just for your team members or who are the people you are going to define, you can use private. If you want anyone new organization, anyone new university to be able to see your website, come to your website and see the content, you can use public option. In my case, I'm going to use public option because I'm in my last year. I'm going to create this team site for my project, and I want everyone in the university to be able to come to my site and see my project. So keeping that in my mind, I'm going to create this. So I have to add an additional owner. So I'm going to add other person. I can add members. Let's say I'm going to add std1 again. So the difference here is now if you are a owner, I mean, if you have one or two, let's say you have two team members who are really leading the project, you can add them here, right? And other members, you can add them as members, then they will not able to edit the site. They can just see the content. Yeah. So I'm creating it. Remember, these are intranet sites. These are just for your internal purposes. These sites won't be able to, make visible to external people. So you can see, you can create a nice site. I am going to add a new section here. Okay, I will click on edit. I'm going to add a new 2 column, right? You can see you can add many stuff. You can add a text box, image, file weavers. You can embed external site. You can add hyperlinks. Likewise, you can add external connections as well, right? Bitbucket server, and Yammer events, Google Analytics, GitHub Enterprise, GitHub functionalities. Now, if you are doing a project, if you want to embed your code repository here, whoever the people or even your supervisor comes to your site, and they can simply see your repo here, right? I mean, no need to go to GitHub and see it. I mean, you can create a nice site, right? You can add videos even from YouTube. If you have a project video, you can embed it here. Likewise, you can do a lot of things. You can create a nice dynamic or static website using SharePoint Online. Then I will take staff notebook. I'm not going to spend time. It is similar as class notebook, but with some specific features for lecturers, staff members. Okay, the same thing again, customize OneNote. So I will select stream. Stream is like YouTube, right? But this is kind of enterprise version of YouTube, I would say. Whatever the content you share here, I mean, all the functionality you see in YouTube are available here. From uploading videos, viewing content, sharing with others, creating channels and group, and even creating live events. But these events and videos cannot be shared by external people. This is just for internal purposes, just for your university. If you want to do a live event, you can do it with Stream. You can even do it with Microsoft Teams, which I'm going to demo it shortly. But this is also option if you want to do it in more, with a more quality production. This is the best way of doing that, because each and all your students are having access to Microsoft Stream. As soon as they get access to Office 365, they get access to all these services. In this demo environment, I don't have any videos uploaded. So if you have uploaded any videos, you can see them here, right? So keep that for a moment. And then Sway. Sway is for storytellers. If you're looking for a new way of presenting your project or anything, I mean, if you are running a club in university, when you want to propose a plan, right, you can use Say, because Say is for storytellers. You can create nice stories. I will tell you what you can do. There are certain differences between PowerPoint and Say, right? You have much more intuitive features here in Say, and you can share it with other people with a URL very easily. So let's create one. Okay, my future self. I will take this one. This is a template. Okay, it's not working. All right, let's take newsletter. Okay, let's assume you are going to create a newsletter. Like this, you can customize this, or you can create something from this scratch. Now you understood what I was telling, right? You can add multiple images, you can add your story, or now let's say you are doing a project inside university. Even after this project or this program, Chiran can create nice Sway, right? And he can share it with their people, internal and external people, saying, okay, this is what we did, right? With nice images and information. All right, you can add, let me edit and see what else you can see or what else you can do. So you can add, this is again like SharePoint, but not SharePoint. This is not a site. This is a story basically, right? Nice way of telling stories. Then let's see how you can share this. Say you have this option as well. Anyone with this link. So you can simply share this small URL, right? Anyone with this link will be able to see this story. That's what I mentioned. In PowerPoint, it's a different story, right? You will not be able to share it in a view only way. You can, but it's totally different from this. This will look like a kind of a website which is visible to external internal people with nice functionalities. If I go back, I will go to Teams and other stuff, but I want to cover these areas first. So Yammer is enterprise social network. You are familiar with Facebook and other social networks. If you are familiar with Facebook Workplace, this is something similar to that. This service, Yammer, is only available for your internal people, internal university students and lecturers. If you want to have friendly conversations, you can have it here. Right? You can have internal social network for your university using Yammer. You can create groups, you can upload media. You will get Facebook-like profile here. You will see what other people are doing. You can add them as friends and see their updates. You can create groups and get into groups and see updates likewise. This is for internal use. You can see, you can add praises, you can praise your lecturers, lecturers can praise students, different scenarios. Staff, admin, or even student leaders can make announcements, they can ask questions, polls, all the functionalities are available here. Right. Then I have Whiteboard. So Microsoft Whiteboard is available as application, so you can download it from Marketplace. So beauty here is, even especially during this time when you are doing remote learning or remote project, you can create a whiteboard. Why you need this? So I'm creating a new whiteboard now. You can see I'm seeing this open in the app option because that whiteboard, there's application which can be downloaded to your PC and use it. So this is the whiteboard, right? If I have a touch screen, I can write it in this screen. Concurrently, I can add people here. So you have two options. You can create sharing link and share it with your friend or even external people. They can click on that link and get into the same view. They also can edit this. They also can write on top of this same whiteboard at the same time. Those are the features. I think this is really important when you are trying to do a group work, even for lecturers when they are doing lecturing. They can open this whiteboard inside Microsoft Teams and demo it. I will show you how you can do it as well. Right. That is about whiteboard. Yammer, stream video. This is also another video service like stream. Not gonna spend much time there. So if you're interested in Kaizala is similar to WhatsApp. So this is again enterprise version of WhatsApp, I would say, for your internal. I think this video makes more sense, right? So you can see it's a mobile app. If you go to your mobile app store, you can find it, Kaizala. So you can log into Kaizala using your university credentials. Then you will see whoever the other people in your tenant. You can chat with them. You can share documents. You can have video calls. Lot of features available there. Right. This is much secure because this is limited to your organization. You can add external contacts as well, but this is much secure than other chat applications available out there. So I will next go to Power Automate. So Power Automate is part of Microsoft Power Platform, right? Power Platform is a low-code, no-code platform. When I say low-code platform, then you will say, if you are a developer, you will think, oh, okay, this is not for me because I'm a developer. No, Microsoft Power Platform is open for everyone. I mean, it welcomes both pro developers and citizen developers. You may be a pro developer. If you are studying in, maybe non-IT department or following non-IT degree, then you will most probably not much aware or not with required competencies or knowledge to develop your own application. But those people, we uh, introduce them as citizen developers, but you're also welcome for this platform. If you're a citizen developer, but you will also face day-to-day challenges, right? You will need to automate your workflows. You will need to automate your task. Microsoft Power Platform is there to help you. If you're a student, if you're a lecturer who want to do something, I'm going to demo right now, something like that. This is the platform where you can use it. So Microsoft Power Automate is part of Power Platform. Here you can see, I mean, there are different templates available. If you want to get anything done with these templates, you can go ahead. Or if you want to create your own template or workflow, you can do it as well. If you look at this, save Office 365 email attachment to OneDrive for Business. What it says, if you're not familiar with these terms or the first time you are hearing, you will get used to it once you start working, right? Office 365 email attachment, I was showing you Outlook. If someone is sending you an email with an attachment and you want to save that attachment to a OneDrive folder. Now let's say you are a lecturer, right? Or let's say you have an academic unit or career guidance unit. Annually, career guidance unit will ask you to submit your CVs. So what you basically do, you will be asked to send, send an email to career guidance unit. You will attach that CV as a PDF or Word file and send it. So career guidance unit team now will have to go through each and every email one by one and download the attachment. But if they have used this service, which is available free of charge, they can simply create a flow and they can connect their Office 365 email account and say, if you're getting an email with this subject line, right, you can say, right, add this subject line to the email. Or if you have a dedicated email just to, just students to submit their CVs, you can easily do this, right? When an email comes, if there's an attachment with that email, simply upload it to OneDrive. Then you, as a career guidance admin, you can simply go to that OneDrive folder and download or view those CVs and pass it. Likewise, you can do a lot of things. I mean, this is just one example. I will tell you one more example which makes more sense for you as a student. I know you are organizing a lot of events, right? What you basically do, you will create a Google form, right? Then you get the registration done. Then you send confirmation emails manually. If you have a gateway, you can send emails. If you have a third-party application, you are sending it. Or you have to contact a kind of event management agency. I think there are certain organizations out there who is ready to help you, right? But if you are a university, since you have given these tools, try it by yourself. What you can do, I will tell you a small scenario. Now, I will take one. I will take Google. I think easiest way would be creating one. So let me create one and show you. So I'm gonna create new one. There should be a trigger, but Google Sheet. Google Sheet is Google Sheet. Let's assume you're going to use Microsoft Forms. Okay, here you go. When a new response is submitted. Now, you're not going to use any Google Forms here. In your next session, you are going to use Microsoft Form to collect your responses. I'm just telling you, right? I mean, it's totally up to you to decide. But what I'm trying to tell you now, what you can do with Power Automate. So this is the trigger. We have basically triggers and actions. Trigger. So okay, sample XYZ conference. Okay, I have created one for my previous demonstration. This is the form ID. I have a form. Now what I want to do, I want to send an email. Office 365 Outlook. Send an email V2. Now, in my form, I am collecting first name, last name, email address, contact number, maybe if it is going to be an in-person event, then food preferences, likewise. I can specify the name. When I click here, I should get whatever the parameters I have defined in this system. Right. So here in my form, I think there are no fields. That's why I'm not seeing here. But if I have headed fields like first name, last name, email addresses, those fields should pop up here. Then I should be able to click one. In this case, two, the email ID, right? Email field. So I'm not seeing it, but because I think form is empty, then I should be able to select that. Then email, then subject. You can add the subject manually. Body, hi, thank you for registering for the event. You will be receiving a response from the organizing teams if your request is approved. We can say like this, hi, at symbol. There are no fields, there are no dynamic fields. That's why I'm not seeing the list here. Otherwise, in the previous step, if I have had a first name, I should be able to see it here. I will select first name. Now what will happen? I will save this. When someone registering on the form, that is the trigger. This trigger will trigger, and it will execute the first action. Send an email. This formatting and everything can be done really nicely. And the next option, the next action, I want to tweet. I want to post a tweet because in my registration form, I'm collecting Twitter handle as well. So I'm not going to sign in here because it takes some time. But after you authenticate this flow with your Twitter account, you can easily do that part as well. I think now I don't know. I think you were able to imagine your daily activities, challenges you face, and how you can use these tools to make those tasks really easy, right? Because you are doing a lot of events, right? I mean, no need to go for sponsorships, or you spend a lot of time on creating an application to manage your event. You can with couple of steps, with existing resources, with zero cost, you can do this. That is Power Automate. So as I mentioned earlier, Power Apps is also a part of Power Platform. Power Apps, again, a low-code, no-code platform. So there are different types of, actually two types of options available: Canvas apps, module-driven app. So I'm going to create a Canvas app and show you how you can do that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here on Power Platform, but if you are really interested in learning Power Platform, I would suggest you to follow Microsoft Learn resources, or you can connect with our ongoing community meetups. We have a specific dedicated community meetup for Power Platform. These days it's running online. So if you search Power Platform Community Sri Lanka, you can find it on Facebook and social media and just sign it up. This is really a nice area to learn. So I'm going to create a new app, right? A Canvas application. You can see there are different data sources are there, right? I mean, SQL Server, SharePoint, OneDrive. When you say OneDrive, if you have Excel sheet located or stored in your OneDrive folder, you can easily select that as the data source, right? I will show you how you can really do it. So let's start from, okay, OneDrive for Business. I think I have already connected with one. Okay. Book one. There are no tables there. Let me select the other one. Okay, there's a table. I'm not going to spend my time on creating a table, but I'm going to connect with existing Excel sheet. All right. Now what did I do? I just selected one of my Excel sheet stored in my OneDrive. What I get here, you can see I got a CRUD application, an application with insert, delete, update operations, right? So you can see you can edit it, right? And you can delete it. I'm not going to delete it because I have only 2 records. You can search it, the indexing part, everything is there. You can see, right? Then you can refresh it, you can sort it, you can add new records. Let's say batch 2, marks 23, name Pereira. All right, you can see that record is here. Now, what is the database here? The Excel sheet. I had Excel sheet. Rather than just going through the Excel sheet, I mean, adding them one by one, line by line, you can create this kind of a Power App and try to make that process much easier, because this Power App is running even on your mobile phone. You have to, it's just a matter of installing Power App native app. There's a native application available in your respective mobile application, store, maybe Apple Store, Google Store, Play Store. You can go there and download Microsoft Power App and sign into that Power App using your university credentials. Then whatever the applications you have created, or your lecturers or admin have created and given you permission or access, will be shown in your application. You can simply open this and enter data. Now think about your daily, I think even for lecturers and admin staff, this is going to be a really helpful solution, because there are different licensing differences. All the features available in Power Platform will not be available with your licensing, but most of the things are available here. It depends on the data source actually. If you're going to use a SQL Server or any external data sources, you have to have Premier license, which is not comes free of charge with your license. But if you're going to use an Excel sheet or a SharePoint list, you can use it free of charge. All right. That's about Power Apps. Now, in my example, I started by choosing the data source, right? You have other options as well. So if I create new application, I will start with blank app and show you how you can start with the application or the canvas first and then add the data source. So I'm gonna add a form here. Right, I'm gonna set the data source. As the data source, I'm gonna use the same Excel sheet I was using a short while ago. Table 1, same table. I'm gonna edit the field. You can see whatever the fields available here. Batch, marks, student name. I'm gonna add them. Okay, you can see how easy it is, right? I can create that, create the form really easily. Okay, gonna close this. Then I need a button. Let's rename it as submit. I want to submit this form. Submit form, form name, form 1, done. Now you saw that I created the application and then connected to the data source. Here I chosen the same Excel sheet, but you can use any database, MySQL, SQL, PostgreSQL, any database. But there are different licensing challenges or restrictions, but still you can use and try. So I'm going to play this and see. Batch 2, marks 34, student Silva. Right. Think data should have added. Not sure whether I chosen the right file, but let me check. Because there was a table. Oh, okay, you can see that, right? Silva was the last entry. It's there. Data came from the Power App. So this is, if you're interested here, you better try it today and try to automate one of your university processes with Power Apps. Right. Last tool on Teams, the most important thing is Microsoft Teams. I'm not sure whether your university is currently using Microsoft Teams for remote learning, but if you are using that, that would be really great because you have anyway already given access. Licensing licenses have been granted free of charge, so you can use it. This is Microsoft Teams, right? I mean, this is not just a chat place where you can chat with your friends and have meetings and calls with them. No, you can do everything here. Microsoft daily basis trying to add many functionalities inside Teams. I'll show you once I'm doing this, you can identify that. Okay, so if you look at chat, you can chat with people, right? Hi. So I'm chatting with one of my friend. I don't know whether he is. I can see he is also okay. He is away 10 hours ago. Anyway, likewise, I can have conversation with my friends, people who are available in my tenant can be here. You can search for your team member, your friend, and start chatting with them. But these settings can be managed using Microsoft Teams policies, right? Your university administration might have decided not to allow students to chat with other peers, friends. That can be done. I mean, that kind of restrictions can be made, right? You can create and check or work with them. So if you go to Teams, you can see different teams, right? So you can create a team. Now let's say year 3 SC. Okay. Not join team. I want to create team. I think I have logged using currently a student. I'm not sure why I'm not. Maybe because of a policy setting change. I'm not because this demo environment is being used by multiple people inside the office. If someone has put a policy restriction saying this set of users cannot use, cannot create new teams, then if that policy has assigned to my user account, then I'm not able to do that. That may be the reason. But if you go to assignments, okay, I have created 2 classes, right? Let's take 2018 SC batch. Now as a teacher, I can create an assignment here. When you are trying to create an assignment, you get 2 options, either assignment or quiz. I'm going to create an assignment here first. Let's say sample assignment, and then you can add the instructions. Right now, if your lecturer has written all the instructions on a Word file or a PDF file, he or she can simply upload that using this button. Then actually this assignment creation part is for lecturers, not for students. So you can add points. Let's say 100 points for this particular assignment. If you want to have a rubric, you can add a rubric here. Right? You can upload a rubric if you have created it on a Word file or a PDF, or you can create your rubric like this: title, description. If it is excellent, then what is the criteria, and yeah, likewise. So if you have enabled yes, then you can add points as well, right? See, 50%, because I have only 2. I can make this 60 and 40. I guess you can do whatever necessary customizations. Then you can add, you can assign to a team, right? Inside teams, you can create teams. Now in your university, you may have created different teams or different badges. I don't know, different years like this. You can assign to that batch. You can assign to all the students or to set of students. If you're a lecturer, I think this is for you. You can assign it to a group of students or custom, set of identified students. Both options are available, and then you can add a due date and time due. You can assign. Once you assign it, if you have selected all the students, then it will be displayed in their Teams channel. If it is for specific students, those specific students will get an alert saying you have been assigned assignment. This is the due date. You have to do it by this time period, right? So that's about assignments. Then if you go to the calendar, I think this calendar can be used in a really nice way in your university, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic situation, right? You can see whatever the classes you have scheduled here. When you are going to schedule a meeting, you have 2 options basically: schedule meeting or live event. Today you are connecting with us through a live event. Live event will allow up to 10,000 people, or it will soon increase to 15,000 people to join. But it's going to be a one-way communication. If the audience want to communicate with the presenter, they have to use the Q&A window. But if you take schedule meeting option, you can add up to 250 attendees only. It's a bi-directional. You can unmute yourself and talk with others. You can share your camera view, present your screen, and so on. So all the options are available. I think I will take you through meeting options. So you can add a title, record attendees, date, time. Then you can either make it a recurrence meeting or a one-time meeting. If you select does not repeat, it's going to be a one-time. If you select every weekday from Monday to Friday, it's going to be a recurrence. Then if you want to make it daily, weekly, right? Weekly, if you select weekly, then each and every Wednesday starting from 20th of May. Then annually or custom option is also available. Starting from this date, repeat every 1 week on this date, and you can select end date if you are going to use this custom recurrence option. You can add the description and the location and save it. If you are creating this inside Teams, this is anyway going to be a Teams call or Teams meeting. So you can see others' calendars, right? Now, if you are a lecturer or if you are a student working with different students who are learning in different batches. When you are trying to schedule a call, you want to see whether they are also available for a meeting, right? I don't know. You don't know whether they are having a lecture on that particular time. So you can open this scheduling assistant and see whether other people are also available on the selected time slot. Okay. So let me save this first. If I open the calendar, if you go to meeting options, you will get some features, really important feature. Who can bypass the lobby? People in your organization will be able to join the call. Always let callers bypass the lobby. Announce when callers join or leave. Who can present? This is really important. If you are a lecturer who is going to schedule the call, if you choose everyone will be able to present their screen and unmute themselves and mute others and remove even the lecturer from the call. Some students are doing that, not sure whether it's happening inside the university. If your university administration has set up the policies in correct way, then they won't able to do it. But for a lecturer, this is the best way of doing that. If you select everyone will do it. If you select only me, if you are the lecturer, only you want to present, then you can select that. Then other students will not able to remove you from the meeting or share their screen or mute you. Right, so those are the key functionalities you can use there. These calling functionalities won't be visible to you. You can still make calls between, it's going to be internet, calls via internet. But if we have connected with other voice functionalities, you will be able to do that. Why I said earlier, Microsoft is trying to add whatever the features, new features daily basis to Teams, because we are trying to make this one-stop place where people will do their work. When they want to have a communication, they come to Teams. When they want to do any collaboration task, they do it here. You don't want to. You can see I selected the Excel sheet. It opened inside Teams. If you're going to use Teams desktop, same thing will happen. You don't want to open Excel sheet or Word file again and again. You can do everything inside Teams. So if you go to this application section, you can see thousands of third-party applications available, which can be integrated to your Teams channel. So even Zoom, Cisco WebEx, all those plugins are available. Jira, whatever the things you use. I don't know whether you are using Moodle. Even Moodle integration is here. Moodle dashboard integration is here. If you want to get your GitHub repo, you have GitHub, right? Even Bitbucket. So those functionalities are available. Not only first party, but third party as well. And if you select Studio, App Studio, this is a nice tool which you can use to develop custom applications for your teams. If you're interested in developing something, custom application inside Teams, this is something you should look out. Tons of resources available on Microsoft Teams and even on YouTube. Go there and see how you can develop something for Teams. How you can develop an application which can be run inside Teams, right? Chatbots do different things. Let's see what are other options available. You can get class notebook and all. I will show you few more stuff now. If we go to one team, you can see if you are a lecturer, you can see grades, assignments and grades as well. This kind of a table. Not sure whether there are any data. If any students, yeah, you can see student 1, what is the assignment and the number of points they earn. In addition to this, they can add different tabs here. They can add the website. Now, let's say if you want to open up your Moodle or even university website inside Teams, you can do it here. If you select web, you can add a website here. You can simply add the URL of that website and open it here. Let's say website. Microsoft.com. Requires HTTPS. So let's see what happens. Okay, for some reason that website is not loading, but I don't know the reason, but you can add the websites, anything here. All right, that's about Teams. Chintan, do we have any questions to answer? Or
Yeah, we have several questions. Like if you can.
yeah, you can see that. I use Microsoft Windows 10 Enterprise Crack OS. How can I download Office Pro and Key? Yeah, I think Chiran, you have answered most of the questions, right? Can we create public website using SharePoint? You can't. You can't create a public website using SharePoint. It's just for internal usages. With Power App portals. So something I didn't show you, with Power App portal, you can create public facing portal. It's again low code way to develop a website. You can use that one. Yeah. I went down externally and install again on my PC. Okay, that question, I don't understand that. I won't download externally and install. So if you want to download Microsoft Pro, so you have to check with your university. I don't know whether you have given that subscription. Some universities have given that subscription where students can download those licenses and get those licenses and download those OSs. But I will let Chiran and Sintha to check with your administrator whether you have that option in your university. So is Microsoft Teams support multiple tenants? If so, how to activate? Yeah, that's a good question. So when it comes to multiple tenants, yes, you can use multiple tenants. Let me share my screen again. So if you can see, this is my Microsoft tenant. Under Microsoft tenant, there are multiple other tenants as well, right? Using the same application, different organizations who have added me as a guest. Now they are visible here, right? So likewise, you can add multiple tenants. So they have to add you as a guest in the Active Directory. Then you will see these different tenants once you click this down arrow just behind your profile picture. So if you're on mobile, on mobile, you can easily switch between these tenants and get things done. But on desktop application right now, you can at once you can be only available. Sorry, you can be only available on one tenant at once. Now I am in Microsoft tenant right now. If I move to Hydra Money or Millennium IT or Tech One, I will have to leave the call. I will be automatically left the call. So you can do it, but if you're on mobile, you can, concurrent, you can get all the notifications to your mobile phone, because in mobile application, mobile Teams application, you can add multiple tenants or accounts. Yeah. What will happen to my free Microsoft 365 account and files after? So I think, okay, I can answer that question a different way. I think the same thing happen if you work in an organization and you leave it, right? Same thing, right? You will work in organization today, you will be given Office 365 account for sure. You leave it, then what will happen to your data? So normally, whatever the data you save inside the company tenant or university tenant, how to tell that? I mean, not fully owned by you, right? Because you are using the service given by your university. So one option would be downloading them or backing up to another personal storage. The best answer to that would be keep your personal document, personal stuff in your personal OneDrive or any other storage accounts. Keep your university related documents inside this OneDrive for business. I believe that's the best answer I can provide. Definitely. I mean, one Asim is asking, can a person own two Office 365? Not only two, many Office 365 accounts. They can own one personal and one student, and even one from another organization. You can have multiple. Office 365 is similar to Google Drive options such as Google Sheet, Google Slides. Office 365 cannot be compared with Google Suite, because Google Suite, if you compare number of services available here and there, it's really limited on Google Suite, right? But if you're going to compare with Excel Online or Word Online, then yes, you can compare that with Google Sheet and Google Slides. Excel doesn't support add-ins on Mac. Try to install it. I'm sorry, I'm not in a position to answer that question because I'm not a Mac fan. I'm a Windows fan at the moment. So maybe if we can, it's anonymous, so I can't find the name. But if you can reach out to me at the end of the session, I will share my social media handles. You can, reach out to me. I will try my best to find an answer for you, or you can try it. Try to publish it on a forum, or look for a public opinion. How is the data consumption in Microsoft Teams compared to Zoom? Unfortunately, we don't have such comparison, so I'm unable to answer that. My Microsoft Teams app cannot schedule meetings. No meeting calendar icon is on the application. Normally there should be calendar, but I would suggest you to check that first on your desktop application. Log into your Teams desktop application with your license. If you don't see the calendar there, you have to check with the admin. Maybe a licensing limitation or something wrong, or maybe calendar option is not available for students. Better check in with administrator. But before that, check with the desktop app or online app, whether you see it. So Office 365 actually, the desktop version is not part of A1 package. As a university student, you won't able to download the Office package from portal.office.com, but you can use the online version of those services, as I was demoing. All right. I think we don't have any more questions. So let me take you through Microsoft project quickly. And if you have any questions on Microsoft project, further questions, I would like you to get in touch with your Microsoft student partner and submit those questions back to us. So maybe I can take them to the relevant team members and try to help you if you have any further questions. But still, I'm not sure how Microsoft project licenses are going to be used in your university, but because Microsoft project is not part of the Office 365 package. So this is Microsoft project interface, right? So basically, I'm gonna create new project right now. You can create a new project or select one template from these given template. There are some common templates available which can be used to make the process really fast. But for today, I'm gonna select new project. Right. If you go to info section, you can see the project information here: start date, finish date, schedule date, current date, project calendar. It's standard. That means you will be working from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I mean, basic, regular working hours, and you won't have any night shift, or you won't work 24 hours. So these kind of settings can be changed from the info page, and you can do it at the beginning of the project. So I'm going to create a new project now, blank project. I think I have opened multiple. Okay, no. All right. So basically, you can see, you can add task here, task name, duration, start, finish, resource names, predecessors, and you can add new columns as you need. And then you can see the graph here. You can see the graph here of your Gantt chart, and you can see the timeline here. Right, this timeline can be used even in your presentations. Now, before moving on, let me go to options. If you go to options and then schedule, you can see set of important settings here. These settings are really important. It's highly recommended to change these settings before you start the project. I mean, before adding all tasks and all, this is really important. When is your week starting now? If it is Sri Lanka, anyway, it's Monday. No? When is your fiscal year? If you're a company, I think you are a university, this doesn't make any sense. But if you're a business or a company, if you look at Microsoft, we are working according to American calendar. So our financial year start from June and end on July of each year. Some companies start on April and end on March. Like there are different fiscal year calendars available. Let me keep January. Default starting time, you can select at 8:30, right? And time as 5:30. Hours per day, if it is 8 hours, you can put it at 8 hours, or you can change hours and days per month. Okay. So when new task is created, you have two options. I will explain it shortly. All right, so especially I want to show you these features. Now I am gonna add set of tasks. Task 1. a project. Initiation. Project proposal. Oh, yeah, project proposal, then project approval. Then plan. The most important thing, execution or realization. Most of the project time will be spent here, and then you have to have concept development, and then step would be designing the project. So then development or building the project. Next step would be ensure integrations are in place, and next important step would be test and validation and delivery. And it's a good practice to have a closing at the end. I will add another activity, closing meeting here. You will realize why I add this. Now, if you look at this task, this is under my project. My project will depend on all these activities. There's a dependence. So I use indent task option like this. You can see now all these tasks are under my project, right? Depending on my project is depending on all these activities, right? So if you look at project proposal and project approval, these two should be under initiation. Then if you look at macro planning and detail planning, these two, let me add. Macro planning and detail planning should be under planning. So I'm again using this indent option. Then design to closing. And concept and closing meeting should under execution and realization. If you look at closing meeting, this should under closing. If you look at design, it should be under concept. I'm just trying to do a quick demo to give you a kind of understanding on how you can use Microsoft Project in your next project, in your university project, to manage your project. Again, project, sorry. So there are different, actually there are mainly two types of modes available. So you can use manually scheduled or auto schedule. Automatically, the default option is manual schedule. So I'm gonna use automatically scheduled because it will make this view much favorable for us. So I'm gonna make the view will more friendly. I'm gonna use all auto scheduled. Let me minimize this tab. Under view, I should get entire project. Okay, you can see how your graph looks like. Right. So now let's say for some reason your project starting date moved, right? So you can't be changing it one by one. So you go to project and then move project option. You can select the new starting date. The current starting date is today, so I'm gonna choose 27. You can see everything moved automatically. So you can do by yourself. You do it by yourself. So there are now dependencies, right? Now, if you take project proposal, if you take macro planning, this will depend on project proposal. It's a project approval. Yeah, project approval. And then this one will detailed planning will depend on macro planning. Okay. Then this will depend on project proposal. Concept will depend on detailed planning. Dev and build will depend on the design. Integration again will depending on dev and build. Right. So test validation again. Again test validation. Closing meeting will depend on the delivery. All right, that is about the project. So again, I'm going to view an entire project. You can see how your Gantt chart looks like. Okay, let me remove this window. All right, you can have a nice visibility. Okay, then what else we need for a project? We need resources, right? So to add resource, now I want to add a couple of resources. I'm going to task and then resource sheet. I'm gonna add a couple of resources. I need a project manager, right? And I need a stakeholder, let's say the approver of the project. I will need few engineers. I will quickly add few engineers. Engineer 2. And then I need test users. I need test user 1 and test user 2. All right. So I'm not gonna change these rates, but you can of course manage those things. I'm going again back to my Gantt chart. Gantt chart under resource names. Now let's say my project proposal. Who is gonna do it? Let's say my project manager is responsible of doing it. Project approval, my stakeholder approval. So macro planning, let's get engineers as well. Detail planning also will get these people. And designing phase, we need engineer. Project manager, development. I'm just randomly adding these numbers. I just want to show you how it looks like on the Gantt chart. And do and build engineers and project managers. Integration, of course. Test validation, we will need test users and even engineers. Delivery. Closing meeting, we will need a project manager, basically. Maybe stakeholder, the approval. You can see how it looks like on the Gantt chart. Right. So you can email this. You can email this as an attachment, or you can send it with the task list on SharePoint. Through SharePoint Online, you can share this. So project has an online option as well, but if you have a project professional on-prem license in the perpetual license, you can use it on cloud as well. I think there's a, I haven't personally done it, but if anyone of you have that question, I can definitely find the right support for you guys. I mean, if you, anyone of you having on-prem license, the perpetual license, and you want to use it on cloud, let me know. Reach out to me through your MSP. I will find the answer for that. There's a small process. If you Google it, you also can find it. So you can, then you can use the online version. Yeah, that's the basis of project. Okay, there are multiple questions on the window. I heard that there are some updates which is not available in some maps like Excel, and why is that? Sorry, your question is not clear enough. If you can add, if you can reply to that question and explain that a little bit further, what do you mean by some updates are available for Excel? Not sure about that. The organization needs more information to keep your account secure. Why these messages displays when I try to? This may due to multiple reasons. I think the best option would be reaching out to your administrator if you are trying to log into your university account. Are there any lessons made by Microsoft Corporation about how to use the MS Office? Of course. So let me show you some of the resources available on. So let me open up my. All right. So let me go to YouTube. I think YouTube is the best option, best place to learn how to use this. So if you go to Microsoft Education channel, this is the best place where you can find education related content. You don't want to spend a lot of time. I mean, spend in a few minutes, you can find a lot of videos, right? I mean, if you look at these clips, it takes less than 1 minute, but you can learn this stuff, right? If you want to know how you can, if you are a lecturer, if you want to know how you can deliver online classroom via Teams, you can spend 1 minute and learn it, right? And if you want to know how to record online lecture, you can find it. These kind of options are available. If you go to Microsoft Education Center, you can find a lot of learning resources here. There are learning paths and so these are the options you have. I think since I'm sharing my screen, I will take you through the best resource available for you to learn about Microsoft technologies, which is Microsoft Learn. So if you look at some time back, we had different learning resources available, right? If you are familiar with Microsoft Virtual Academy, Channel 9 to YouTube, I mean, resources were scattered all over the places, but now Microsoft has taken everything under one hood. It's called Microsoft Learn. Here you can find many resources. I mean, resources for almost all Microsoft and open source technologies, right? You can select different learning paths like this, depending on the product, right? Or the development technology you are going to use. You can, choose it and find relevant. You can see the list, right? It's huge. And depending on the role in the future, if you want to become a business analyst or AI engineer or administrator or DevOps engineer, you can pick your career path and select the course and learn it. These are end-to-end courses available. Microsoft Learn. If you Google or Bing it, you can find Microsoft Learn. Now this is okay. Learn TV is something new we introduced yesterday. I think 24 according to it's under preview, but according to documentation, 24-hour TV channel is going to be there. I think these days Microsoft build can be speed broadcasted here, but later different courses, different people will be presenting on the TV channel. So if you go to Microsoft certification, this is something really important for you. When you are leaving the university in the same year, how many students are leaving the university? How many students are passing out? Maybe sometimes more than 1,000, right? If you take the country, private, public universities. But how many jobs, career opportunities are available out there? The best ones, I would say, inside best organizations you really want to work, very limited, right? What do you want to do to enter those those organizations? Then you should be having some skill sets which are not parallel to the rest. To do that, parallel to your academic life, you start doing Microsoft certification. Nowadays, very recently Microsoft introduced this role-based certification which are available for different roles, right? Developer, administrator, solution architect, AI engineer, likewise. You can pick the certification path, and continue learning. So the best option if you want to learn about Azure Fundamental Certification, it's called AZ 900. That certification can be done. Start from there and start learning Azure. Microsoft Learn is a one-stop place to learn about Azure and other technologies. If you go to code samples, you can find code samples for your requirements. If you go to Q&A, you can find Q&A, questions and answers for your problem. If you go to documents, you can find Microsoft documentation for different technologies. Yeah, per each account, I think OneDrive storage is available per 1 TB per each account. Can I download this video? I think yes. Organizers will answer that question. What if Office 365 expires? Can I still access my data till? Yes, I think after 30 days of time, your data will be removed. I can't exactly remember the retention period, maybe 3 months or 30 days. If you are still not paying the subscription, if you are not renewing the subscription, your data will be removed. But there's a retention period, of course. All right, guys. I think time's up. We can wind up for today if we don't get any more questions. So I would like to invite you to watch Microsoft Build. Tomorrow we are having a special discussion with APAC community leaders. If you're interested to see it or watch it, you can go to Microsoft Build website. Under My Build, you can create your own build and search for APAC. Then you will get that event, add it to your calendar and get the joining link. Sintan and Chiran, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Prabath. So, guys, if you have any questions, like you can mail to us. We'll be in touch with you. And also, like this Dev Express series is continuously happening series. So you can meet with us in the next series. So I would like to thank Mr. Prabath once again for having this session. Like once you started using Office 365, like you will understand how useful will it be for you. So in order you to use this and get the maximum benefit for you. I thank you, Mr. Prabath, for having the session for us. So guys, like we'll meet you in the next session. Thank you.